know the guys have got to be tired, but I'm sure they're pretty amped up after this fifth
They
day.
are, but they're tired, there's no question, and getting them, hydrated and fueled up is priority number one. When you've taken as many swings and worked as hard as those guys, the preparation part right before game time isn't becoming as crucial as making sure they have some kind of energy, because if they don't have energy, it's gonna affect them mentally. And so we're probably gonna do some very light stuff like we did today to get them ready to, to play an outstanding club, whoever it's gonna be, Vanderbilt or Florida.
Nick said that, y'all are kind of built as a pitching staff for the tournament type setting here.
I think so. As we went through the fall, and you play a bunch of games in the fall, and you see how it matches up, we felt like, we were going to have some depth, but what you don't know is who's going to get hurt. I think that, again, I'm bragging on Butch here, and it's a knock on wood situation, but we haven't had many injuries on our pitching staff, and I think, again, that's a testament to what Butch has done, and our strength and conditioning coach, Brian Neal, because it usually comes from not being in great physical condition, and I think our staff is just in great physical condition, both mentally and physically.
Just Nick, he made at least a couple of occasions, just made some really big pitches to McCarthy, and then the big curveball earlier in the game.
Yeah, he did, and, again, I just feel like, I think Mitch is a huge part of that. I really do. I think Mitch is a huge part of that. I think Butch Thompson is a huge part of that, but I also think that we have older kids on our pitching staff. And those kids are really doing a great job of I really wish, in so many ways, people could hear the things that Caleb Reed does on our bench for our club and how he's guiding young pitchers. And he's saying, hey, how about this pitch? This guy does this. And everybody's on a chart. Everybody's locked in. And it's a real team effort. Even if a guy's not playing in that ball game, we have a lot of people contributing on that bench.
I'm intrigued by the mound meeting where you say, don't let McCarthy beat you on anything but your best pitch. And there's a point where Nick wouldn't have thought best pitch is changeup. And I think that we're getting to a point now where, again, he's back to that's my best pitch.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of back to the Chris Stratton thing. Butch Thompson and myself, what we're trying to preach is trust your instincts and run your own deal. And I think that's one of the things with Nick is he says, man, I don't feel comfortable throwing that changeup the way I did before. It's a little different. But I'm really getting to the top of the baseball, and I'm really feeling like this new changeup, I can be aggressive with it. And he got some big outs with his changeup today. Of course, the biggest out was a 3-2 curveball against the left-hander there. That was a huge pitch. And I don't have the view that you guys had, but I thought he threw that sucker right down the middle and didn't leave a whole lot of doubt that either we're going to put that thing in play. I'm not walking the guy. I'm throwing my best pitch for this guy. And I just, man, he threw that with so much confidence. That was fun to watch.
Talking about the 3-2 inside.
Right.
It was a curve that was outside the zone but broke in at the last moment.
Yes.
I tell you what, the glove didn't move. So you guys have a better view than I do, but it was a great pitch.
Nick said afterward that it's all in for tomorrow as far as trying to win a SEC tournament championship. He thought that maybe it's even as important as getting to Omaha.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, I think the mind of the 18 to 22-year-old, when you get excited about something, and we want them to be excited about it. I want them to think that way. But, I told our kids, let's make it as difficult on this committee as possible. Maybe even if we win tomorrow, we don't have a chance. But I think, if nothing else, we can get in the conversation. And you're talking about a club that was 5-10 at the halfway mark in the Southeastern Conference, beaten up, bruised, surgeries, cast. I mean, you look at DeMarcus Henderson and the swings he was taking. I mean, his hand was in a cast 2 weeks ago. You're so proud of these guys and just sticking to their plan and buying into our entire club. Not just the coaching staff, they buy into each other, which I think is just phenomenal.
It sure has been a winding road for Ben Bracewell from February to now.
Yeah, Benny went out and I thought was just excellent. He got to the bottom of the zone. He didn't have a lot of big misses, and he was very, very competitive in those situations. And, we brought in Nick there to face the left-hander, which we thought was the right thing to do. But, he made one bad pitch. He had an 0-2 that got served into center field. The guy did a great job. He gets to the bench, he's like, man, that one pitch. And, that one pitch can win or lose a ball game for you. But, to have a guy behind him who he trusts, who he knows is going to come slam the door for him, you don't want guys happy to leave the game, but I think they're so confident knowing that the guy who's going to follow him is going to help their cause.
Was it a month ago, a week ago, a couple weeks ago, where he goes out there and isn't worried about getting hurt anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think with Ben's situation, it really is a day-to-day. And I think he's got to get really hot, get his arm hot, and say, okay, I feel like it's going to happen today. And that's why it's tough to plan to get him in a game, because you got to get him wound up. And then if he gets wound up, and you don't get him in the game, now he can't go the next day because he might have thrown 30 full pitch, pitches full speed in the bullpen. So that makes it hard. And we look forward to a time where Ben's healthy enough to where, you just know it's going to be healthy and you don't even have to get him up unless you know you're going to use him. And if he gets really healthy, he's again a guy who can pitch on the weekends for you. I think he's